You haven't texted anyone in months. Your birthday came and went quietly. No plans. No drama. No explanations. Someone asked if you wanted to hang out and you said, "I'm busy." And for the first time, it wasn't a lie. You were busy protecting your peace. Busy choosing silence over disappointment. Busy not pretending anymore. People say you changed. That you became cold. That you cut everyone off. But here's the question no one's asking. What if you didn't cut people off? What if you just stopped pretending you weren't already alone? Because the truth is, this didn't happen overnight. You didn't wake up heartless. You woke up after years. Years of being the reliable one. The friend who always showed up. The one who drove hours for other people's emergencies. The one who remembered birthdays, checked in, followed up, held space. You were the glue. And then one day, you needed something. Not even something big. Just presence. Just effort. Just someone to show up the way you always had. And suddenly, silence. Maybe one, "Sorry to hear that," text. Maybe a, "We should catch up soon." Maybe nothing at all. And that's when the math stopped making sense. Your brain did something quietly brilliant. Without asking your permission, it started running calculations. How much energy does this take? How often do they show up for me? Who texts first? Who adjusts their life? Who disappears when things get hard? And the numbers were brutal. You were always the one reaching. Always the one compromising. Always the one waiting. This is where psychology kicks in. Your nervous system started recognizing a pattern. Every time you opened up, you eventually ended up alone with the pieces. Every time you let someone in, you were the one left holding the weight. So your brain learned a rule. Connection eventually leads to abandonment. And when the threat feels inevitable, the brain does the only thing it can to stay safe. It controls the exit. People call it self-sabotage. But that's not what it is. It's pattern recognition. And it didn't start in adulthood. Somewhere early, maybe in childhood, you learned that needing people was risky. Maybe you had a parent who was physically present but emotionally unavailable. Maybe asking for help got you, "Not now, figure it out," or silence. Maybe your feelings were treated like an inconvenience. So you adapted. You learned to handle things alone. To stop expecting. To stop needing. And while your body grew up, your nervous system kept that lesson locked in. Every adult relationship after that just reinforced the blueprint. Eventually, people leave. Eventually, effort becomes one-sided. Eventually, love runs out. So no, you didn't become cold. You became accurate. People say you built walls. But you didn't build walls. You built boundaries. Walls keep everyone out. Boundaries keep the wrong people out. The problem is, after years of only the wrong people showing up, boundaries start to look like walls. And honestly, that might be necessary for a while. Because this phase isn't about rejecting connection forever. It's about refusing indiscriminate access. You didn't stop wanting people. You stopped accepting people who felt familiar but unsafe. Now you notice things faster. The friend who only texts when they need something. The one who never asks how you're doing. The person who's present when life is easy and invisible when it's not. You see the signs early. Replies getting shorter. "Let's hang out soon" becoming code for never. Promises that quietly expire. Psychologists call this hypervigilance. But not the paranoid kind. The accurate kind. You're reading micropatterns most people ignore. Tone shifts. Excuses that always benefit them. Effort that only flows one direction. This isn't pessimism. It's data collection. And the data keeps proving you right. So you stopped making announcements. You didn't fight. You didn't explain. You just stopped initiating. You watched. And when they didn't notice, that told you everything. Here's the part people don't understand. The loneliest you ever felt wasn't after you cut everyone off. It was before. Sitting in a room full of people, feeling invisible. Being in a relationship and still feeling alone. The isolation didn't create the loneliness. It just stopped pretending the loneliness wasn't already there. And the shock. It didn't hurt the way you expected. The quiet birthdays. The solo holidays. Handling emergencies alone. You expected devastation. Instead, you got peace. Quiet became your favorite sound. Because for you, isolation isn't the opposite of connection. It's the absence of rejection. It's the one place where no one can abandon you. Because no one has access. You're not cold. You're clear. You're not closed off. You're protected. This isn't giving up on connection. It's refusing the broken version of it. The kind that demands constant effort, endless understanding, and zero reciprocity. The kind where you perform until you disappear. Choosing yourself isn't selfish. It's survival. It's realizing you can't keep pouring from an empty cup into people who treat you like a convenience store. Open when they need you. Forgotten when they don't. Maybe one day you'll try again. Maybe you'll meet people who make connection feel safe instead of threatening. People who show up without being chased. But right now, you're protecting the part of yourself that still remembers how much it hoped. Because cutting everyone off isn't the absence of love. It's the presence of self-preservation. It's your nervous system finally saying, enough. You're not broken. You're not heartless. You're surviving. And the walls you built. They're not keeping you trapped. They're keeping you alive.